Hey everybody, I hope my mic isn't like buns and that y'all can hear me, but I'm at the beach by myself. Um, it's been a couple months since I've made a video, but I decided I'd make one now. I don't know, I think for the last couple months of my life, I felt really worn out. I feel like my soul is worn out in a way that I've never experienced before, and so many times I'd rather just let the thought go of the own, I guess, unweariness of my mind and the things that bother me in my life. I'd rather let them go than continue dwelling on them. And in a weird way, it kind of makes me continue dwelling on them. Like, I'm here, I'm at the beach, and there's nothing in particular that I'm thinking about, but it's more like I'm sitting in the way that certain things make me feel rather than the way that certain things make me think. And I feel like that didn't make any sense, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like let me give an example. Like um let's say you just bought a new car, right? And for the entire week you're going to be happy, and even when you're not thinking about the fact that you got a car, you're going to be happy because you're sitting in the way that that event made you feel. You're sitting in that, you're continuing in that feeling, you're continuing in it. And the same thing applies for nearly everything in my life now. Instead of kind of sitting, for example, here in compartmentalizing and dissecting and hyper analyzing everything in my life, I feel like I've just kind of been sitting with the way that they make me feel, the way that the things make me feel. And I've become too worn out to actually analyze the things that go on in my life. I've become too worn out and too scared to, in certain ways, confront the way that I feel. And I don't know why. I've been in the weirdest place mentally that I've ever been in my life. Everything's going good for me. I can't say things are bad. Everything in my life is, I'm probably in the best position I've ever been in my life, ever. But, and I'm not saying something feels off. I'm just saying, I don't think I'm nearly mentally as strong or as resolute as I was maybe even a year ago. As a matter of fact, the way that I think, the way that my mind is, this entire thing that I've been talking about has started around a year ago. For like the last year, a little bit longer in my life, I've been feeling like this. And I feel like I used to always soul search, and I feel like I've spent kind of so much of my life doing that, like soul searching and thinking and all that spiritual whatever, right? That's kind of like a big part of who I am. But in the last couple of months or so, I feel like I'm not that I've taken a turn from that, but that again, I think I just am tired. I'm tired. And it's not in a way that I'm sick. I'm not saying I'm sick. I'm not saying I'm sick of everything. I'm not saying I'm sick of the way that everybody makes me feel. It's just that I feel like I'm too tired to in, mentally engage with everything that goes on in my life. Like, I feel like I'm just living sometimes. Like, I feel like I'm just existing. I feel like 90% of the time, almost, like, there's no thought in my head. I'm just existing. And not that I'm thoughtless, not that I'm brainless or anything like that. It's just in the way where, again, if something makes me sad, I don't really even think about it too much. I kind of just sit there like, dang, like, I'm moving around my camera because, yeah, I'm like balancing it in between my legs. But yeah, I guess that's been that's been how I've been mentally. I guess that if I do start posting, I guess I'll just start posting videos like this, because I don't even have a message for myself. How am I supposed to give messages to the people, right? That's kind of the way that I've been thinking about it. I have no content to make for people. I only really have content to make for me at this point, right? Like, but I hope someone understands me. I hope somebody feels comforted by hearing the way that I feel, I guess. And I guess I guess I will end this video with a message. Um, Focus more on the way your life feels and the way that it looks in front of other people. And never worry about the way your life looks to other people until it feels right to you. And sometimes, I've learned this as well. Not everything is going to feel right. There's never going to be like that perfect moment. There's never going to be that thing where you just know that everything feels right, or at least not for me. I haven't experienced that yet, but maybe that's because I'm young. But it's the reason I've taken a hiatus from, I guess, social media, from all of that. I've taken a hiatus from being nearly as social as I once was. It's because I guess I've been just trying to make my own life feel right for me before trying to make it seem right in front of everybody else. And I hope that you can do the same. I feel like an old man. I don't know, maybe I'll make that the title of the video. I feel old, I feel worn out. My soul feels like an old man, My soul feels like sitting on the porch before the sun comes up and like smoking cigars and drinking black coffee. And I do drink black coffee, by the way, so I'm like a third of the way there, because I'm not like 60 yet. But I don't know, I feel like my soul feels so much older than my actual age. And that's because my entire life, like I said, I feel like spiritually running, and not running away from something, but fighting. And I've gotten to a point where I'm just tired, I'm worn out, and I've never really recharged, and I don't know how to, so I've kind of just been living. So, yeah, that's today's video.